Alright, so the Magna has been making an increasingly louder grinding sound from the rear over the past couple weeks, and I took the rear axle out and greased it up the other day, and that did nothing. So I took the rear wheel off to check the bearing, and here's what I found. As you can see, to put it nicely, it is completely forked, completely blown. This bearing is shot. So I've ordered new ones. I am not even comfortable riding on this. I mean, that's bad. Like, I'm pretty sure some of the balls are missing. Like, I don't know how that even happens. But anyways, I'm going to get to work on this and see if I can go ahead and get these bearings out. Like I said, I've already ordered new ones, so when those come in, I'll slap them in. And that's it. Hopefully. Alright, so got the wheel out back, propped up on some blocks of wood. And the bearing on the right side, this is right side up, bearing on the right side actually was like so disintegrated that I was able to just pull it out with pliers. And then all I did was take these long pliers and pry up a little bit, and that popped this oil seal off, or grease seal, whatever you want to call it. It wasn't sealing much in at this point, and as you can see, that bearing's basically gone. So there's that. This piece was in the middle. I mean, I guess the axle goes through it. I'm not really sure. I didn't know that this thing was in there. I didn't see it on the diagram for this thing, so I guess this connects the two bearings. I don't know. I'll have to figure that out. But anyways, now I have a good view of the bearing on the other side, so I'm going to take some fat sockets like this and stack them on each other and try and punch that other bearing out. So should work. I hope so. Anyways, so here we go. So after whacking at this thing for a few minutes, I noticed that it's not going anywhere, and this final drive gear is probably in the way, and I didn't want to have to take it off because the bolts are really difficult to get out for whatever reason. But anyways, I'm on the last one, and then I'll be able to pop this plate off, and we'll see if I can't get that bearing out after all. So yeah, once I took that plate off, I just flipped the thing back over and gave it 3 good whacks, and the other bearing popped right out. It's in better shape than that one for sure, but it was definitely still time to replace it. I would venture a guess as to say these are the factory bearings from 1983, so definitely was time to do them. So this is pretty much all I can do until they come in. If I get super desperate or the shipping looks like it's going to take a long time, then I'll take the back wheel off that bike there, but that tire is basically shot, so I'll have to get a new tire if I do that. But I would get a new tire for it anyway, so I don't know. I can probably go without a bike for a few days if that's all the shipping is, so it's probably what we're going to do here. Alright, so finally the new bearings came in. If you're doing bearings, just go ahead and spend a couple extra bucks and get name brand stuff instead of the Chinese stuff, because bearings is a big enough pain in the butt that you don't want to be doing it again. These are different sizes. One goes in one side and the other one goes in the other side. I saved the bearing that didn't explode so I could compare sizes and make sure I get the right one in the right way. I'll let you guys know when I get it figured out which one goes in where. And yeah, I'm going to get everything cleaned up, and I'm sure I'm going to have to grease these up. So I'm going to do that. And we'll pop her in and put her on the bike and hopefully ride it today. Okay, so we got the left side bearing in, got her greased up, and got this thing on, and this I guess you'll call it drive gear for the shaft drive. And then I put blue Loctite on the bolts and tighten them all down. We're good there. And then on this side, I put the bearing in, and it's kind of goof because it looks like it doesn't go in all the way, but it is in all the way. And I went ahead and got the axle and tested it, and hey, shut up. And it is the right size, and the outer diameter is the right size. It's just like it's wider than normal, so that's fine. I don't have a problem with that, except that here is the parts bike or project bike, whatever you want to call it, and here's what that looks like there. So this piece here ends up going flush against the edge of the wheel there, and as you can see, that ain't gonna work. So I've just got a stack of washers and stuff here that I'm gonna use instead of that thing. And as far as I can tell, it should work. I could always cut that too, but I'd rather not. So that's the plan. I may actually end up using this old bearing between the washers. I don't know. We'll see. I'm just gonna put everything together and see how it looks and see what I need to do, but it should be alright. Should work. Alright, so I got the thing mostly assembled. I had to experiment with different numbers and arrangements of washers here, and I did end up using that old bearing. At this point, what you're hearing is a little bit of brake friction, but it seems like we have a setup that is going to work. There's no play in the back wheel, so I'm going to get everything tightened down and then take it for a short spin, because unfortunately it is raining a little bit out there, but I'll take it for a little spin and see how she does. Hopefully she holds up, because I'm ready to ride this thing again. So worst case, if this doesn't work for whatever reason, I can always just either cut that or just order different bearings, I guess. So one way or another, we'll get it sorted out, but I really think that this will work. So alright, just got back from a little test rip. Didn't go too far or too fast because it was raining, but I listened for noise back here. I didn't hear anything. The bike rode smooth. It didn't make any noises like it was making before. Brakes are still working, and yeah, it seems like it's working well. Over the next few weeks or months, I'm gonna keep an eye on this and make sure it doesn't back off any, because I think it used to show more threads, but it's alright. I'm not too worried about it. And yeah, a job well done for super cheap. These bearings were like 17 bucks, and the rest was just using tools that I already had. So there you go. No play in the rear wheel at all. So 17 bucks to fix your bike. Can't beat it. So before releasing this video, I wanted to ride the bike around with the bearings set up this way and the rear end set up this way, just to see if it was going to be reliable and if it was going to work, you know, long term. So I've been riding the bike this way about a month and a half, and actually it's holding up just fine. I really actually did not think that it would. I thought probably within a couple of weeks I would start having problems with it again, and it's actually holding up just fine. I'm having no issues with it at all. The bike rides really smooth. I actually am noticing better miles per gallon just because the bike actually like rolls better. So I notice a huge difference whenever I'm coming to a stop and I pull the clutch in. Before, the bike would start slowing down really quickly, and now it just like keeps cruising, I guess the way that it's supposed to. But I've been riding on shot bearings for so long that I didn't even know. So that's pretty cool. It should be noted, which I'm sure you guys know anyways, I'm not any sort of a professional mechanic, and this really is not the way that you should fix your rear bearings on your motorcycle. But with that being said, I never said that I was here to teach anybody how to do anything right. I'm just here to show you the way that I was able to resolve the problem on a budget, and it works. One reason that I'm okay with riding around like this is because probably 90% of my driving is in town at 30 miles an hour or less, going to work and back. Now, that being said, I have taken it on the highway plenty. I actually took it on a 3-hour highway trip 2 weekends ago, and it rode fine, no problems. The setup is actually holding up great. So soon I plan to take the rear wheel off of the other bike, and that one still has good bearings, and I'm just going to get a new tire for that because this rear tire is actually wearing down anyways, and I'm just going to put a new tire on the other one with the good original bearings and just ride it that way, because though it is working surprisingly well, I don't feel just super great about riding it around that way. So yeah, in the meantime I can ride it, but I plan to go back to the stock, probably safer setup soon. So that's pretty much it, guys. So appreciate you guys watching, and we'll see you in the next one.